Hi guys, Jate with the Spirits Vessel YouTube channel and spiritsvessel.com, and I am doing the weekly Capricorn tarot reading for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, and Capricorn Rising. And if you're cross-watching for a fellow Capricorn in your life, you want to see kind of what's going on in their mind at this point, because you know how Capricorns are. They're not very expressive. They're pretty stoic. Generalizing here, but okay, so if you want to know what they're going through, this is a good place to come tune in, get some insight on what they're going through. And we have quite a week going on and a lot of different planetary shifts. And one big thing that we have going on this week is we've got the Aquarius full moon that's going to be on the 15th. So depending on where Aquarius falls in your chart, it's going to highlight that area. A lot of astrologers like to just put if they're doing a general reading of the signs, they'll just put your sign as the first house. So that means that Aquarius will fall in your second house. So the second house has to do with material things a lot of time. It's the house of Taurus. How we're feeling secure in life, stable in life, our needs taken care of, and needs on a very sensual level, five senses, tangibility. So if it's in the sign of Aquarius, well, what does that mean? Because Aquarius isn't really all that earthly. In fact, they're otherworldly. They're not very worldly. They're very eccentric and innovative and quirky and progressive. And so if we're thinking about this in terms of this Capricornian mindset, well, then how do you stay competitive in the world and not be stale? You got to be innovative. So what areas have you been really stagnant in just doing things that everyone else has done and they worked, and so you did them, but now you're kind of like, well, I kind of want to try something new, and I want to stay fresh, and I want to be able to compete. You know, Capricorns they're known for their shrewd business-like approach to life. So that's all well and good, but if you want to stay competitive, you've got to be innovative. Because there's tons of people out there doing the same thing you're doing, but what is it that makes you the most unique out of all of them? Because that uniqueness is going to make you stand out. And we're all kind of going through this phase right now where we're figuring out our own uniqueness. Leo and Aquarius axis is all about that. So with all that said, let's see what the Oracle cards are saying. Nothing's really popping out for you guys, and that kind of lets me know that I think you guys are kind of in a more receptive mode this week. You're sort of sitting back and watching things, and you're not making any sudden movements. You're not being super impulsive this week, even though there's a lot of different, not Aquarius, but Capricorn isn't the most impulsive sign, but I think there's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of people demanding things out of you, and you're just taking it all in stride this week and being receptive and being patient. It's kind of what I feel when I'm tuning into you guys. Heart's a little heavy though, so a lot on your guys' mind. When is it not for Capricorns? You guys are carrying the whole world on your shoulders almost all the time. So here we go. I got the 26 card. I'm using the Santa Muerte Oracle deck. The deck is 32 cards, all divided into 4 parts. The 4 parts are based off the Kabbalah. And the last 8 cards, 32 cards, so the 4 parts are each 8 cards each. Okay. So the last 8 cards all have to do with actions. So this card is the card of work. If you couldn't tell by what these two are doing out in the field, okay? They're planting seeds right now. They're building a home. They're building really stable foundations. So basically what this card is showing us is that right now, you guys are in this process of starting something new, and not really new because you haven't done it before, but I think the way in which you're approaching it is new. You're rebuilding foundations. I think you're going over things from the past and working out any kinks in that foundation to move forward. And I think you guys are just kind of going through a process right now where you're reevaluating what you've built so far. You're making sure the foundation is really steady. And a lot of it is just, it's this patient, like, before I get to the next step, I've got to take it one at a time. I can't skip steps. I have to just kind of go with the flow. And I have to have this faith that these little incremental adjustments are going to have exponential results later on. And that's something that Capricorns really understand on a very innate level. You guys are represented by the sea goat. And so you're coming up from the depths of the sea and climbing up that mountain. So you guys are very much wanting to take things step by step, because that's the one thing Capricorn is very in touch with, is time. You need time to grow. You need to be aware of time. You need to not underestimate time. That's why Capricorns can be really stressed out, because you guys can't, you have such a hard time living in that airy fairy castles in the sky wishful thinking, because you guys are like, no, there's time. Yes. Do I want to climb Mount Everest? Sure. How much training is this going to take? Who's going to be the one to teach me? How many hours a week do I have to put away to this? Is this in my highest purpose? Is this going to help my family and my tribe? It's, you guys are very, very much aware of that. You're not really the most impulsive, like, all right, I feel like doing it, so I'm going to. So a lot of just sort of work, a lot of grinding. That's kind of what I'm picking up from you guys right now. You guys are grinding it out, which is cool. It's interesting that, Jupiter just got out of retrograde, so some of you might be traveling for work, but there's a lot of work going on right now, which I don't think you guys are sad about. I think you guys are really happy that there's just a lot of busy work going on right now, a lot of building towards something, and you guys might not even know what that something is yet, but you guys are working towards it. You guys are building your legacy right now. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. There's legacy building you guys are doing. And I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck to get some more details about what is going on with Capricorns. And the cards are shuffling really well, so I think you guys are really open. You guys are very open to guidance right now. That is awesome. Maybe you guys, maybe some of the Capricorns watching are realizing you know what? I need to change my thinking a little bit. I need to maybe seek other mentors. I need to seek outside guidance and do something I haven't done before. Ooh, that is so fascinating. I love that. I love that you guys are going through that right now. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Who is lying to you? And what are they hiding? So, 7 of Swords. Manipulative energy going on. Interesting. What's up with that? Okay. So 7 of Pentacles, this is a good card to have. Forward momentum, upward momentum, not just something you feel internally, but this is something you see externally. Money is flowing in a positive way. The bills are paid for, everything is taken care of. There's not a whole lot of thrills about that one. Everything's just moving swimmingly. And here we go. So 6 of Swords in reverse. Someone was lying to you. Or someone was hiding something. Someone was trying to pull one over on you. And maybe it was a bad business deal. It's kind of a little bit of something I'm picking up on. Either a bad business deal or someone was promising you stability. And I don't really think this person or this business arrangement, I think they were talking a really big game and they didn't realize that they were lying. They didn't realize that they couldn't provide for you what they said that they could. And I think, this kind of broke your guys' heart a little bit. But there is also, you guys aren't showing this, but this is how you feel. And to be honest with you, I think this is like something, this has to do with like past energy. This is more of that July energy that's still lingering about. You might have met this person during that July eclipse cycle. But if you look at, this is the card upright. So it's being down in the depths, but you can see the rainbow. All right. You can see the rainbow. You can feel the rainbow. You can taste that damn rainbow. Okay. You know, it's getting better, but you're still a little bit hurt by it because they did seem to promise you the world, didn't they? So Father of Wands coming in reverse. I think this is a representation of all that Leo energy that's going on. I think you guys are feeling more in your element right now. I think you guys there's a lot of ideas and creativity being sparked. This camera does not want to zoom in, but that's okay. The Father of Wands energy is more masculine in nature. It goes out and it takes action. So, I think you guys are taking a lot more risks this week than you normally would. I think you're being a little bit more impulsive than you normally are, which I think is actually really good. It kind of goes back to that, Aquarius full moon, that kind of eccentric energy. It's unpredictable. You don't know what you're getting with that. And it's interesting because Uranus also went retrograde this week too. So unexpected shakeups in a relationship and finances. And yeah, so pretty interesting. You guys are taking action, decisive action, and seemingly impulsive action. And I think it's working out for you very well. So yeah, Ace of Wands. Yeah, a lot more enthusiasm. The passion's been sparked inside of you guys. I think you guys are feeling more in your element, more in your power. I think there's a lot of opportunities coming up right now that really make you feel passionate. And even though you're grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, there's this, it's like you want to grind because these projects that you're doing right now are fun for you. They feed you. And if some of you guys are involved in social work or the public, any sort of humanitarian causes, don't be surprised if there is a new way of doing that gets presented to you. Again, because Jupiter went out of retrograde, you guys might be attending a class right now. You guys might be taking a class that is teaching you how to be more efficient at what it is that you do. And I think this is very exciting for you. So let's see. Oh, and death. Interesting. So this is an interesting card to get, and it's upright. So this is not an internal death. This is a death. And so what is it that died this week with you guys? Well, could be a relationship. Could be whoever was showing up in that Seven of Swords. The death of that relationship could be a literal death that you guys are going through right now. And if that's the case, I'm very sorry that you're having to go through that. But I am feeling like, this relationship that died, if it wasn't just someone passing in your life and it was a relationship that you had to you had to sacrifice that relationship because there was lying and there's manipulation. Well, don't feel too bad about that. And I don't think you guys are. I think you guys are realizing that it's necessary. I think that shrewd Capricornian nature is, it's coming up right now because you guys are realizing that you need to protect yourselves more. And like I said, I think you've been knowing that there's been this deception going on for a minute, and you're realizing that you didn't really need any of that energy. It was kind of upsetting you. And once you give up that manipulative energy, something like this can come in. So the Two of Cups, maybe those Capricorns that are on a trip right now or taking classes right now, that's kind of I'm really picking up that Capricorns right now, they're like attending workshops. They're like attending business meetings. They're going to expos. They're doing a lot in regards to their business. And there's a lot of ideas coming in from these travels that they're doing. And they're like, oh my God, I could do this and I could do that and I could do that. And I think if some of you guys were dealing, and this is I think this might be one way you guys are dealing with getting over someone, or getting over a business deal that went wrong, or someone that lied to you. And, perhaps some of you guys put all your eggs in one basket with that one. Ooh, gosh, for some of you out there, I'm so sorry that person lied to you. But you know what? Good karma always comes back. So if you put all your eggs in one basket with someone and they totally did you dirty, don't worry. Someone new will come in and it will, or some other situation will come in, and that energetic investment will pay off in the end. So don't get too sad. And like I said, the Two of Cups. So if this was and this is what it feels like to me, you guys are going into some sort of partnership. Now, the Two of Cups is always sort of romantic in nature, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. This could be a creative project that you are undertaking with someone. And it's a very loving connection. So if this is just purely business, then there's a lot of love and authenticity flowing between you guys. Okay. And like I said, once this death, you actually go through this death and then you realize it is over, and you have no more mental energy and space for this person, this energy can come in. This Two of Cups energy, which is what you want. It's exactly what you want. And the Fool. So starting something new. Yeah. So you know what? Screw that person who did you dirty. They were a liar. And they weren't ready for you yet. They just simply weren't ready. Again, business-wise. You might have had someone that was coming to you and they had a good offer. And then you read the details and it's like, wait a minute, what is this? Or, this is kind of what it's feeling like to me, just like tuning in. This is someone where on the surface, everything seemed okay. And then once you got down to the nitty gritty, it was like, something is off. And here's the thing, that type of energy where you're kind of like, something's off and I don't know why it's off, that's exhausting. That's exhausting energy, because especially if they're hiding, because then if you try to approach them about how you're feeling and they're gaslighting you and they're pretending like that's not what's going on, then your mind's like, well, God, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm being paranoid, and it really throws the intuition off when you're dealing with people in situations who are like that, who are not putting it all out on the table, especially when you're putting it all out on the table. It's not fair. And because you're coming in with that energy where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm being completely transparent when someone else isn't. It's kind of mindfucky, and it's not an energy you want to really be associating with, because there's tons of people out there who won't be mindfucky with you and who will put everything out on the table and who will be authentic with you. And that's what you want to go towards. And I really hope you guys are starting to realize that at this point, that especially, you guys need to really start tapping into that Capricorn shrewdness and being like, this is what I want, damn it. And this stank ass, this stank ass energy where people are not, they're talking a big game and there's no substance behind it. I'm done with it. I'm done. Whether it's in business, whether it's in romantic relationships, whether it's in creative partnerships, Capricorn is very much like, show me what you got. Where's the work? You say a lot of stuff, but where is it? Where is the tangibility to it? And and I think you guys have been falling out of that. I think perhaps people in your life, or because you were going through a tough spot, it was putting you in a kind of a desperate position where that intuition was not coming in full force, or perhaps you shut down your awareness. That's another thing I'm picking up on too. You shut down your awareness so that you could get through this period. Don't do that. Keep that awareness alive, because that Capricornian sixth sense of knowing what is going to serve your purpose and what isn't, and being able to cut what doesn't, that's where you guys shine at. And don't let anyone convince you otherwise. If anyone convinces you that you're too cold or you're heartless or whatever, blah, 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 it's just crap. It's just total crap. Capricorns are not heartless. In fact, their shrewdness, someone has to be the stern father. Okay. Someone has to do that. Someone has to be the real person. And it's one of the most loving things you can do is being that person for someone, because it's so much easier to just be nice. Okay. And I don't know who needed to hear that, but someone did from the Capricorns. And oh my goodness, you guys, come on. I know you have a lot of anxiety going on, especially over this new deal, this new partnership, this new business endeavor that you guys are in. I'm not going to say you don't. I'm not going to tell you to don't have anxiety, because you tell people don't do that and they're going to do it. What I will say is that I would really take some time to evaluate what is residual fear from the past and what is actually happening in the present right now. And you guys are carrying a lot of pain and anxiety, and I think you've been carrying it for a while. I think July was really highlighting a lot of that pain that hasn't been dealt with. And I don't know if you guys read The Body Keeps the Score, but it talks about how we hold pain within our body, trauma within our body. And I think this would be a very good time to do some self-care, because sometimes I'm a massage therapist, right? So I'm very aware of people's bodies and when they are in a relaxed state and not. And there's so many people where it's like they're on the table and they don't even realize they've stopped breathing. They don't even realize that they're clenching. They think they're relaxed, and they're not relaxed at all. So I would really take some time to do some self-care, guys, because I really do think you have a lot of positive things going on in your life. And if you're still carrying that residual anxiety and fear and betrayal and loss and all of that really stagnant energy, it's going to be very hard to see the blessings that are happening for you right now. And, Son of Cups coming in reverse, I think this is a time where you guys, it's like what I was saying before, you just need to start self-nurturing right now. And I'm really, I'm picking up that, here's the thing. Capricorns always seem to be very, very busy. And I get it. You have to set time aside to do self-nurturing, but do it. And if you have a new love interest going on in your life and you want to take things very slowly and they're trying to rush you, recognize that and be kind and patient with yourself and be like, you know what? I'm healing right now, so we're going to have to take things very slowly. And I think if they're the right person, they will understand that. And in business too. I think you guys are actually really fine right now. Things are stable. And I think you realize that. And I think things have been very stable, and it might be the first time in a while. Things might have been really hairy for a long time, and you're finally reached this point of stability, and you're not willing to risk losing that at all. And you shouldn't. And I think the right partnerships, whatever that looks like, they will also not want to risk their stability and what they've built on any sort of, anything that's being rushed. You want to make sure you're going over all the details. You want to make sure that you are feeling 100% about it, and so are they. So bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups in reverse. So definitely you guys are feeling that passion. And whether it is that you're falling in love with yourself or you're falling in love with someone else, I think these are good signs. Again, I see a lot of abundance going on in your guys' life. I see a lot of forward momentum, even if it doesn't look like it right now. And I don't think you guys mind that maybe on the outside, it just kind of looks like you can tell you're stable, but it's not like there's no pizzazz to it. It's just sort of a lot of mundane stuff. It's like, all right, I'm going to work today and I'm going to this class for my job and I'm doing this for my job and I'm doing that for my job. But you guys know that you're building something. And that's really what this feels like. This feels like there's now whether or not you guys are just starting, you're a young Capricorn and you're just starting to build upon that, or you are an older Capricorn, there's more legacy building. Everything that you're working towards right now is, if you're going to write an autobiography about yourself, like this would be what you would be putting in there, the grinding, the passion, the enthusiasm. This is what you want to be known as. And this is why it's also very important to be as selective as possible, because again, your reputation, your legacy, these things matter. So, okay, with that said, that is the Capricorn reading for this week. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be posting weekly readings for all of the 12 signs. And I will be posting an astrological analysis of this week and more specifically the full moon energy later on today. So check that out. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll get a notification about it. And yeah, I feel good about you Capricorns this week, you guys. I think you guys are working hard like you guys normally do. And I think you guys are feeling pretty sure of yourselves right now, which is good, which is a good thing. I love you Capricorns out there. You guys have the best sense of humor and the best stone face ever. I love it. Anyways, okay, so that's it for this week. I will see you guys later. Oh, and if you want a personal reading, whether that's tarot or astrology, check out my page at spiritsvessel.com. I will link it down below. All right, bye-bye.